Hey everyone, TJ here. So MK12 being slowly revealed and revealed trailer hopefully this month or next month, and the game supposedly releasing later this fourth quarter around September, October, November. I figured I might as well do a big final hurrah of the good and bad of MK11. Right, just put it all in one video, and there's probably gonna be more bad than good. Not gonna lie, but I'm gonna try and take as much of an objective look as I can, which is not saying much. But I'm gonna try to just see what's good, what's bad about the game. At the end of the day, is it worth revisiting as a competitive player, or is it better as a casual game? For the so I'm not big on single player content, but I will give them credit. The single player content that's in this game, the fact we got a fairly lengthy story for a fighting game, got a full expansion like second chapter type thing, pretty good. The story itself had plot holes, but it was alright. It was fun. It was fun for a couple hours. I don't know if the story is really. It's not the most important thing to me for fighting games. It is cool to learn some character lore and stuff, but it's not enough. It's not like I'm playing the game for the lore. It's the same with like COD and other games. Like I don't play games for lore. Um, but so we have the story, Towers of Time,
Classic Crypt.
Classic Towers, Towers of Time, Crypt.
Story.
The Crypt was really cool. The Crypt was almost like a mini RPG inside of the game, which is actually really interesting. I hope the Crypt is like done like that, only more, accessible in the next game. Classic Towers, Towers of Time. Classic Towers don't really care, honestly. I kind of use Classic Towers to farm up requirements for the character towers to get brutalities for those. So I'll give them credit. There was a grind that was worth it to do in this game. Right? There's a reason for me to log on aside from the normal beating on scrubs who don't know how to block or play neutral. But the character tower progression tree thing was pretty cool. Every character got intros and intros, which you actually noticed a difference because you picked them as your part of the loadout, and your brutalities. You earned some brutalities, so like there was actually worth or content worth going forward to grind offline. Now for Towers of Time was actually pretty cool. It's depending on what tower you do. There's like a survival tower. There's a boss tower. There's like co-op towers. It's actually really interesting to play and go for. I spent a good amount of time playing co-op towers with buddies, so that was pretty fun. Now, as far as
Practice.
let's look at the roster, and I gotta say it. As far as the roster is concerned, the fact we do have Scorp, Sub, and Noob and Rain as the four ninjas. I mean, it's cool to see Rain back, honestly. Noob, I don't really care. He's too emo for me. It's too dark, too emo. I don't like it. Well, him, it's kind of bothersome. Sub and Scorp, pretty cool. They're alright. I kind of do really like the kind of mellowed out Scorpion in this game. Like he's a little more chill. It's pretty nice. The voice actor they got for him too sounds pretty convincing for that. Steve Loomis, Sub Zero as usual. I think I like Sub better in X, not just gameplay, but also just the lines he says, the writing. For Sub was better in that game, in my opinion. Outside of those four, we got Johnny, Sonya, Cassie, Jackie are the four. I don't care for Jackie. Jackie's the most boring thing in this game as far as like characters go, like lore background. Her, Collector, like I don't care for either of them. Devora, not interesting. Cetrion, boring. Aaron was way cooler in X as far as writing, and like him having a text like a southern accent in this game felt weird and jarring because he didn't have one in X. They also lost the sword from X. The sword is pretty cool for Outlaw. Jax, I don't know. I think I kind of like the voice actor for Jax in this game a bit more. Nightwolf, I don't have any prior knowledge of Nightwolf, so it just I do like him in this. From what I've been told, he's kind of like a biker, like the way he's looked. He kind of looks like a biker, depending on the outfits. I'm like that sounds kind of weird, but whatever. Go with it. Frost coming back from 3D era. She was pretty cool, like literally, and if you want to count a pun. But her story was expanded upon. She actually there's something to be said for her character, so it's pretty cool. Shao Kahn was done very well. He may not be top tier, but he is very fun to play. He has the big boy health, the big boy damage, and the big boy brawler buttons. Like that is his thing, and his combos are really satisfying. His combos are some of the most satisfying for me to land at the game. Kotal is like the main grappler of the game. Him and Terminator, in my opinion. Oops.
Characters.
Pain all buttons.
Practice.
Kotal's pretty cool. He's all right. At the end of the day, Kotal's actually very simple to play, just because he has a very easy down back 2 input, and all you have to do is get totems up and command grab people, which in itself is not any dissimilar to any other command grab characters, but it's kind of more boring in this game. I don't know why. Maybe it is because there's not much effort to it, but yeah, Kotal. He's definitely fun. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Kano, I don't really care for Kano. I'll give Kano credit. His combos and his snake pike with command grab combos, those are really flashy and pretty cool. But Kano in general, I don't care. Jade being here, I thought it was kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see Jade back. Melina, I don't care. She was way more interesting in X as far as writing and gameplay. Cabal, I don't like how he's a villain. I remember MK9, he was a cop. Like he wasn't a dick. Like, I don't like when characters are dicks just for the writing's sake, like Sindel. Sindel, I think, honestly, should not have been in this game, because it really feels weird how, like, she's just, like, evil for the sake of being evil to subvert expectations, and it just bothers me. Like, you know, I go back and listen to old, like, lore videos for old Mortal Kombat, and I'm thinking, a lot of this is better than what the inner story's done so far. Like, a lot of it, like, the only things I can remember from NRS are, like, Johnny got fleshed out pretty well. Well, Johnny and Sonya, and their daughter, Cassie. And, like, the combat kids are pretty cool. Like, that's about it, though. Because, like, aside from them, like, oh, yeah, Lou's alright. He's nothing crazy, nothing bad. He's just Lou. He's fine. Katana's okay. Raiden, I just don't like Raiden at all. I never have and never will. I don't find him interesting. He's just a thunder god, right? And it's like, well, how do you like Thor then? Because there's actually a lot more lore and depth and character interaction that's actually meaningful between him and other people in Marvel. But they're both, at the end of the day, the thunder god, but Raiden's just so bland. And it's nothing to do with I can't remember his name, the voice actor for Raiden, because I think he does a fine job voicing Raiden. I always think of his voice as Raiden anytime I think of MK. But like, Raiden as a character, there's not much there for me to be interested in. You know, gameplay wise is lacking and boring. It's just back 1-2 and a throw, back 1-2 and a storm, so that's all he has to do in this game. It's so boring. And then as far as the lore goes, like, it's just, okay, you're a thunder god. Oh no, you made mistakes in MK9. Oh no. Like, whatever.
The Drooler.
And we got Baraka. Baraka being here is kind of cool. I don't remember his lore and story. I don't know if he expanded it in this game, but it's cool to see him, I guess.
Future ex-wife.
Sonya, Cassie, Johnny.
Fire and brimstone.
So, trying to think any more base roster. Oh, Gearus, I don't care. Boring.
Bagman.
Collector, boring.
Scarlet
being here was cool. I like Scarlet again. She was pretty cool to play. I'm not big on zoning, you know this. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows I love my grapplers, my command grabs. But she's actually pretty fun to play, and the lore she has in this game, kind of weird. I kind of liked it when she was MK9 Scarlet, and she was just powered by blood on the battlefield, pretty much. In here, it's kind of weird. Like, they try to make Shao Kahn sympathetic by adopting an orphan on the street, and then she wants to, like, be with him. I'm so confused. I don't like it. It's weird. Uncomfortable. I don't want it near me.
Mr. Survival Knife.
I think who else is space?
Creature feature.
Pandavora. Don't care. Katana's here.
Total Khan.
All right. So DLCs. What do we got? We got Spawn, Joker, Terminator, Rambo, RoboCop, and Sindel and Rain. Shiva. Oh, I forgot Shiva. Oh my god.
Aztec ass kicker. Sassy Malak. Queen of Combat.
I'll say this. I like Shiva in concept because, again, she's, is it Shokan? I think Shokan. I don't remember. Anyway, she's similar to Goro, but way less cool than Goro, because Goro has the punch walk, and that's all you need, and you're cool. But, like, Shiva's animations and stuff and combos are kind of cool in this game. Like, her running stance. She has some cool stuff behind her. Lore, story-wise, I don't remember shit about Shiva, so don't ask. But her gameplay's kind of cool. She's alright. The Stomp was stupid, but if you don't play Stomp, then you're kind of losing a tool, so you're intentionally handicapping yourself. So you do have to use Stomp eventually. But She has enough tools to make up for it. Like, she's not terrible. She can fight. She's not terrible. Now let's get to the guess. Well, wait, let me think. Shang Tsung. Okay, you know what? I think
Shang-a-lang-a-ding-dong.
Shang might be the best DLC character in the game. Him and Spawn, as far as like aesthetic and design and like gameplay design, those two really like stand above the rest, and simply because we got Garrett, what was his name, Kerry Tagawa, like to do the got him back as Shang is really cool, and apparently from what I've been told, the outfits and stuff for Shang look really cool. The gameplay,
Big trouble.
well, again, I'm not big on zoning. I do have a lot of fun with Shang, especially this variation. Let me show you. I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about. This variation here. If I remember right, we have Rain Kick, Reptile Slide, Smoke Shake, and excuse me. So those are 3 base moves, and then we have Quartz Explosion, Crashing Flames, and this, and Soul Swap, which I don't ever really Soul Swap, but it's an idea. So the reason I like this so much is because you have combos with Rain Kick that don't conflict with anything. You have a side switching fast low that does chunky damage on hit confirm like this, just boom, right? Or you could double side switch. Double side switch if you want. You have guaranteed unbreakable damage with this. It's guaranteed damage like 20%, I think. Plus 9 damage in the space intelligence. Watch this, watch this. Hold it back here, and I'm just gonna catch it. And it's even worse when you catch him jumping, and you catch him jumping like this, and then you could with this. Like it's Shang's actually really well designed for me, in my opinion. Like he's very fair and balanced. Like this is safe and block, but if you want, you can pressure. That's immediately this launcher. It's confirmable plus 4 on block. But if they go for the pulse block, boom, catch him. And the same goes for like this. This is pulse block right there, right? But if they try and catch the gap, boom, right? Like he to me is like the most. This is what like really good, a really balanced, like well designed character looks like to me. And he's actually really fun, at least in this variation. This variation is really fun. And then we have Joker. Excuse me. Joker and Spawn. Let's talk about them together because they're right next to each other. So I know the guy who voices Raiden voices Joker, and I will give him credit. He does a better Joker than he does a Raiden. Like he's more interesting, partially because he can go kind of crazy. But Joker is pretty well designed, all things considered. If I remember correctly, he's like wearing suits. He's looking pretty fancy. He has the cane, so Joker's pretty cool as far as like aesthetics, from what I've been told. His actual gameplay, it's pretty cool. Like he's like one of the few true setup characters in this game, depending on how you run it. And like his combos are pretty stylish and flashy, even if they're very long. Because like a boxing gloves, they're very long, but he has a made safe launcher. Like he has some pretty cool stuff going for his character in his game plan. Spawn, just the fact they got Keith David to voice him, and the animations are pretty stylish. As much as I hate fighting this character because he does so much damage for little to no effort, like it's absurd how little brain power you need to actually play this character effectively. It really gets under my skin. But as far as like the presentation goes, Keith David coming back to voice him, really damn cool, really nice. The style, like a lot of his poses are really cool from what I've been told. The lethal stance apparently looks really good. Like it looks like an action figure pose, which is fine. I mean, he's from a comic, so Spawn's really cool. It's cool to see him in a game like this.
Queen of Combat.
And then from there we got Rambo.
I'll buy that for $1.
And RoboCop. So RoboCop, I don't care for RoboCop all that much. I do appreciate the fact that he actually sounds different from everyone else in the game, like the motors in his legs and him being hit sounds different. Like he actually sounds unique. The fact he's a zoner, I don't mind. It's okay. It's whatever. I'm not attached to RoboCop, so I don't know enough like references to be like, oh, they did this, that, whatever. That's the thing I'll give him credit for. Spawn and Joker, they have a lot of references. Same with Shang, they have like references everywhere in the intros, dialogues. RoboCop, they have some, but I don't understand them because I've never watched RoboCop. He's alright. His game plan's kind of simple and boring, but yeah, presentation's alright. He does some fun stuff. And then, let's see, who's next?
Feral Femme.
Let's talk about Rambo. I don't want to talk about Rambo. Makes me mad in this game. So Rambo, So I recently watched Rambo's 1, 2, and 4 and 5. I skipped 3 because everyone says 3 is terrible. And I understood a lot of the references. It's pretty cool. The brutality of Rambo is actually pretty on display here. I'll give him credit. He's very brutal, which fits this game, of course. It's an M-rated game, but a lot of references. The fact Stallone voiced him is actually really like that. Actually helps me want to play Rambo a lot more because I'd like to hear. Cause Stallone, he might people give him might be rude about like slacked off Stallone and all this crap, but for all that, it is nice to have Stallone voice him. It's really cool. Which is something that we cannot say for Terminator.
Shang
That's Johnny.
Tsung.
That's Jane.
Elder Diva.
No,
Love
him.
his
This one.
accent.
Jesus. It. I'll say this. At this point, I've accepted that it's not Arnold. Okay, and I've listened to sound comparisons between Arnold and like impersonators. It really wouldn't sound that much better if it was true Arnold because like people can get pretty close to his voice anyway, so it's not a big deal. As far as like the voice thing, yes, it would be better, but as it is, it sounds fine. It's okay. The actual presentation of him, dude, I love it. I think that's probably why I like Terminator so much, and he's a grappler, of course. But like the fact, he uses the time displacement equipment to teleport. He uses like all this very physical strength based like moves, like the backbreakers and the running man crushing the nuts and the vaginas and like all this different like. He really fits what a Terminator would try and do from a melee combat perspective. Like he's very blunt. There's no fancy martial arts. There is I am strong and I punch you in the face. There's nothing more than that, and I like it. So, as far as the uniform, like outfits and costumes, I don't know anything about Spawn. I don't know if anything or Rambo, like as far as visuals go. But I mean, I'm sure they look fine, right? Because Neville Realm, for all their faults from a competitive standpoint, as far as like competitive fighting game mechanics, they might have faults, but they do take pride in their their guests, especially with this game and X, right? But anyway, Terminator, I think he's pretty cool. Pretty cool to have in the game. He's my main, of course, so I'm kind of biased. Now,
John fucking
let me think. So I've got
Rambo.
Rambo, Spawn, Joker, Terminator. Trying to think who else. Shang, Rain, Shiva, Nightwolf. Sindel. Really? Do we have 10 guest characters in this? Or 10 DLCs? Huh. Maybe 8. Maybe miscounted.
Send in the
And then we got
clone.
Melina. And I'll say I don't care for Melina in this game at all. Like, she's kind of boring. Like, there's not much to her. I don't know what else to say. Like, she was way more interesting in X as far as gameplay goes, as far as writing goes. Like, she was just cooler. For this game, I really feel like they shoehorned her in because people were making death threats against developers because a fictional character was not in a game. Like, that is absurd. I mean, to be fair, I'm not new to this because we, as a COD community, the Sniper Apocalypse back in 2012 BO2, snipers all over the world made death threats to Vonderhaar, and I'm not surprised because gamers are kind of crazy. So, well, not crazy, but crazy about things they're passionate about, right? Anyway, that's kind of
Hairstyle.
boring. Sindel, I personally dislike Sindel in this game. I legitimately just don't like her in this game. She is her game plan's kind of simple, and two, I don't like her writing. I don't like her character in this game. Like, if she was a hero or a good like mom, then I could probably relate. As it is, I just find it boring. Like, I don't want to hear about Shao Kahn's a stronger man or better, whatever shit she says. Like, that's boring to me. It's why I don't like Evil Superman all that much. Injustice Superman's different from just standard Evil Superman because he actually, it's a whole thing. But the long story short, I don't like Sindel in this game. I don't care for her to be here. I don't know why she's here. Please just don't make her a dick for the sake of being a dick in the next game.
Total
If she's in the next game. Kotal.
Kung
I don't
Lao.
know much to say. Devore. Oh shit, I forgot about Lao too. Lao's in this game too.
JB2. Nice
And Jackie.
hat.
Lao in this game, kind of whatever. I don't care about Lao. I never have, never will. I don't like how overconfident he is because I just don't like people like that in real life, let alone in my games. Like, you're annoying me because you're overconfident. And you're just making me mad. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to hear your fucking voice. Get out of my game.
Junior Jets.
And then we have Jackie. Boring. 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 Like even her gameplay, like I don't find her gameplay all that engaging. But like her character, she has no character. She is Jax as a girl. That's it. Oh, and maybe they'll mention that she's Jax's daughter, but like she has no real character to her. There's nothing to her. Like I don't care.
1.21 G. Real sneak. Guns and
Jax,
bruises.
he's okay. He's Jax. I mean, like the military like these two characters really don't do anything for me for Mortal Kombat. Like Jax might be an OG, but I don't care about Jax. Like he hasn't been interesting to me in years. And even in MKX, where he's better and more fun, like gameplay wise, he's still boring. Like there's just I don't know. You would think I would enjoy a character with middle arms, punch people in the face, and command grab at him, but no, that's just boring too. Like he's
Cage
I
2.
don't know.
Thundercat.
There's nothing too interesting about Jax or Jackie, just at all.
Frost.
Like I said, Frost is pretty cool. She's back. Shao Kahn, I
Shang-a-lang-a-ding.
think he's well designed. He's pretty fun.
Ass.
Nightwolf, I think that was pretty fun. That was kind of basic as well. Oh, excuse me. All right, so I think we've talked about the roster enough. It's been like what, 20 minutes. Let's talk mechanics. Yeah, mechanics are great, right?
Scorpion.
Yeah, Scorpion and sub. So
Chili Willy.
I'm gonna say this right off the bat. I try to be positive. I've been trying to, put positive for the roster. There's a couple of positives for the mechanics, and I'll give them this: the KB mechanics are a cool idea for the most part. It really depends on the character. I think Terminator's KBs are very well balanced and make sense. You whiff punish 434, get a pop up KB. Whiff punish a low with the short hop. That is actually interesting. No one else in the game has them like that. That's interesting. That's cool. Put your life on the line by running full screen, or space it out in a combo with Rayman. Boom. Or work toward your backbreaker crushing blow. That's actually, you work toward that every match if you can. Like those all make sense. The same with shotgun. You use combos to set up shotgun. Those all work and make sense. I like when the KBs are designed that way, because it's almost like you're kind of working. It's almost like you're fishing towards these KBs, and then you actually have to think about them. Someone like a Ball, you don't have to put any brain cells into anything with that character because he's boring and bland, but also just because his KBs are just easy. And same with Gears too. Gears is the problem too, where they're both very easy to just abuse the KBs, and you don't have to think. I next time if they do KBs again, please don't make it everyone has, punish. No, let it be unique. Right, like Shang Tsung, like he has back one down two, off a 14 frame mid into overhead. That's a pop up, right? Not crazy damage, but it's a pop up. But if they're respecting the back one down two, mix it with reptile slide. Like that's a risk reward you can take. Like that is fair, right? You're taking either the big risk with the low, and trying to condition, or you're getting the pop up KB. Like, and if you use it, it's just a knockdown then. Like okay, great, it's just a knockdown. Like I don't know. So the KBs are okay. KBs for the most part are fine. I hope next edition of them does not involve punishes or counters, because those are boring. Those are going to happen no matter what. Just do something else instead of just KBs for counters. Because if you do KBs that are actually uniquely designed and based on character strengths and weaknesses, that'd be more interesting and more fun. As it is, like Scorpion here, like something like this, like 434 being a punish and cancelable, like that is kind of interesting. You actually have something there for Scorpion. Cool. 212 being an 8-hit combo or more. Sub-Zero 124 8-hit combo or more. Those actually are worth going for, because not because of the damage necessarily, but it is also something to earn, to work toward. Like you can use those for setup or damage or whatever. Like Sub can get like 35% meterless, but he can't do it once he spends that combo. Like that's a fair trade-off. Like those work. So, as far as like the neutral and footsies in this game, neutral in this game is really cool because it's very weapon based. This is a weapon based fighter. I like the idea of a weapon based fighter. This is pretty fun, right? It's like Soul Calibur, in my opinion. So like you got like pretty decent range with the swords. You got range with the axes. You got pretty chunky range. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, I got distracted. So the KPs in general are fine, right? There's nothing bad about them. It's just that I wish they were better designed or distributed to better fit character strengths and weaknesses. Fatal Blows I despise because it rewards you for getting your ass kicked, which a lot of fighting games should do now you think about it. But it really annoys me. Like, this might be like, oh, you're just like being aggressive. Yes, I do, because that's what fighting games do. You like to be aggressive. You like to have Fukuzemi. You like to have knockdowns. You like to have pressure on your fucking turn. But guess what? Fatal Blows doesn't let you do that. Because at any point, as soon as you get them below 30, boom, wake up armor. Boom, wake up 35% for no effort. Like, and not to mention, like, it doesn't go away on block or whiff. It comes back, on a fucking timer. What is this? And then it only truly goes away if it's on hit. So basically, you can just, as long as like the match keeps going, you can just keep mashing your armor fatal blow, like armor super. Like what is the design philosophy? I'll give them credit. Like, sure, you see the supers actually, being seen in a fighting game. That's pretty cool, I guess, but it just isn't very well designed in my opinion. So fatal blows in general speaking. Sorry about that. Fatal blows, generally speaking, I would change them up, put them back to, I don't know. And here's the big kicker. Here's the two things I'm going to be really negative on in this game: the bar system and the wake up system. Here we go. I might need a shot of bourbon for this. So the long story short, wake up mechanics allow you to have 8 up to 9 different options. For those not keeping track, you have forward roll is 1, back roll 2, up 3, up 2, 3, and 4. Delay wake up option 5. Those are your official wake ups. Not including wake up buttons on number 6, wake up jump number 7. Hell, wake up throw if you want to be ballsy number 8. And like that's 8 different potential wake ups. That's 8. I mean, realistically, a 7 way guess. That is absurd. It wouldn't be such a big deal, and I've always maintained this. The auto-generating bar is the big catalyst for all the problems this game has. Because the auto-generating bar allows for zoners to run away and get their bar back for nothing. It allows, roll-happy players or wake-up mashing players to always have a second fucking chance. No matter what knockdown or Kazemi setup you do, you always have to worry about, oh, are they about to get their bar back? Oh no, they can roll again. Oh no, they can up 3 again. Oh no, they can up 2. Oh no, they can delay. Oh no, they can back roll. You always have to worry about that as an aggressor in this game. Which, yes, other fighting games have mechanics like this, but there are ways in other fighting games to mitigate these problems. There are ways, and you know how you mitigate a problem like that with some characters, right? You have standing resets. But then you have standing resets in this game. Look how much damage you're giving up. Let's look at sub. Let's look at sub. This is a very basic example, right? Just very basic.
Goro's lair.
Okay. If I want a basic reset in which I know they can't like wake up on me or roll or do any crap, here's my reset. Look at this damage. What is this damage? What is that damage? What is the point? Like, here's a BNB I can think of right now off the top of my head. Oh, hold on. No, come on, I can do this. Am I like terrible? Maybe that's it. Maybe I was just doing the wrong thing. Anyway, the point being, like, you give up everything to make sure that you can't wake up. But then, like, I honestly don't do auto-generated bar. It's so stupid. Because, one, you take away player agency. What I mean by that is, in MKX, MK9, King of Fighters, Street Fighter, any game where bar is built by getting hit, hitting the opponent, doing specials, that is giving you opportunities to earn your bar and manage your meter how you see fit. As it is, this game, there's no like micromanage your bar. There's no like strategy to, oh shit, they have one bar left. That means I can pressure. Oh, they have two bars. That means I gotta back away. That I gotta worry about a super. Like, there's none of that depth in this game. Like, there's nothing. Like, the depth in this game is footsies. That's the depth. That's it, right? And maybe some flawless blocking setups, sure, but which is fine. Like, footsies and neutral and flawless blocking is enough for some people, but for me, eventually I got to the point where I'm bored of this game. There's not much. There's some combo depth, yes. There's some combo execution stuff, depending on the character. Like, sub doesn't really get anything fancy, especially with like. Okay, that's a lie. He does get with the back through two into slide in the corner. Sure, you can kind of fancy in there. Nightwolf can get meterless into meterless into a metered launch. Like, Terminator's Death Grip's probably the hardest thing for that character. Like, Lou, yes, it does take a bit of timing for the fireball until, down one and blah, what. There's some execution in this game, sure, for combos. There's not a whole lot. There really isn't. When you really look at it the way, like, especially if you want the damage, like, you don't need fancy execution for half the characters in the game to get damage. Right?
Snowman,
like,
get over here.
For...
Kano.
I don't know, say...
Queen of Combat. Pride of the Motor City. Tex. Mama Roach.
Okay, let's use Aaron. Aaron's not a great example, but this is I'm trying to make a point here.
Baraka's Barbecue.
Just load in here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna do 1-1-1 into command grab. And more. Boom. That's the. Like, there's not a whole lot, right? And that's one character, that's one example, but my point is, like, Kung Lao has some depth to him. Like, there's some fancy stuff with Scorp's cancels and some blades. But for the most part, it's like there just isn't as much. I'm gonna tell you right now. Auto-generating bar was cool at the launch of the game initially, but now it just annoys me. Because I know I can't pressure you because your bar's coming back. I can't, like, and again, it probably is like, oh, you're whining about not being aggressive. Yes, I am, because guess what? That's how other fighting games work. That's how other games are designed to work. You have knockdowns to Okozeme. That is exactly how a fighting game is supposed to work. You have meaties for when they don't have bar, and you have throws, like the classic Street Fighter thing is this. You have a meaty, a throw, and that's it. That's all you need, like, to pressure and knock down. But then the person on the receiving end, what can they do on knockdown? Wake up an invincible Hadouken? I think it's Hadouken. DP, whatever, Dragon Punch. Wake up an invincible DP, or tech throw. That's all you need. It's just 50-50s at the end of the day on knockdown. There's no different than... And I'm sure there's, like, rolls and, like, other things to worry about in other games, sure, but... It's not to this extent. It's not to this extent of ridiculousness, because someone like Cassie has a forward. Cassie has the best forward roll in the game, and I don't mean that as a joke. I mean that quite literally. She rolls farther than anyone else in the game, and guess what? She's a meterless back one through launch. So all in all, her defense bar at that point on knockdown is a fucking combo. Like, excuse me. Like, if I want to do some fancy stuff like that, like do a roll into a combo, the best I'm doing for Terminator, back roll into a grenade, close grenade, or back roll into teleport into a close grenade. That's 3 bars for maybe 24% or 25%. And, I'm using Terminator as an example because he's the one I have the most knowledge on. Or like total, I can do back roll into an unblockable that reaches where I was. Excuse me, what? Or roll into fatal because you have it on cooldown. Might as well just use it, right? Everything's on cooldown in this game, which, the more I think about it, that really sounds like a damn RPG than a fighting game to me. That's what it sounds like. Because, what are the games I play that have cooldowns? Diablo. Path of Exile. I haven't played Exile for like years, but my point is, this game, the big problem with the game is not the Krabies, because Krabies I think are fine. The roster is okay. A lot of the writing really went downhill for some of the characters. The big problem in this game is the stupid way they manage bar. And I understand some devs might take offense to this or like be hurt by my words. I'm not trying to hurt you guys. I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I'm just trying to express like auto-generated bar is the biggest problem with this game. I like having two different meters for defense and offense mechanics in itself is not a bad idea, but guess what? We already did that with Injustice 2. We had 4 bars there, and guess what? All you ever used bar for was clashes or maybe air escapes. Or depending on the character, you might have extended combos and stuff, but like I hope the lessons learned from MK11 is this. People like their depth and tech and combo execution, and nobody, as far as I'm aware, liked auto-generating bar. And this leads into Breakaway, and I think Breakaway is just legitimately stupid. It is so stupid because you're giving a mechanic in which it can break out of combos in the air, which is understandable. That makes sense, sure. But then you turn into if you can't break, then if you don't get airborne, you can't break. Like what? Like
Chilly Willy.
Like if we look at like for unbreakable damage, right?
Snow
It's like a sub, right? We'll use sub again, right? For the basic example, right? If I want to do unbreakable damage, I'll show you what I have to do for unbreakable damage. This is so they can't break, right? They can't break. Let's see, here it is. Here, you see this number right here? That's my unbreakable right there. Boom, unbreakable damage. Woohoo! I'm so excited. Like that is riveting gameplay. And guess what? Characters across the board, I'll do that. Sonya, back 1, 2, 3, down 2. Oh, great, I'm getting 19% for a combo, or 18, or whatever the hell it is. Great. Instead, I could be doing back 1, 2, 3, J2, 1, 3, back 4. Like, you could be doing so much more fancy stuff for combos, but guess what? I gotta worry about them breaking. Because guess what? When they break, they can wake up punish me. Excuse me. Who in their right mind thought it was okay for people to, on knockdown, to punish a person who comboed them? I won neutral. I won the neutral. I hit you. But you get up and punish me? Excuse me. That is wrong on every goddamn fundamental level. It doesn't help, too, because guess what? You can still delay wake up. On top of breaking away. Excuse me? That is ridiculous. I wouldn't have such a problem with it if Breakaway forced you. If Breakaway forced you into delay wake up, then it wouldn't be such a problem. Because then people recover just fine. You escape the damage, people recover just fine, no one's getting punished. That would be fine. But as it is, you can still quick rise. You can still mix them on knockdown after you break away. What is this crap? So, all in all, I think the pros of like the roster and like single player content, and the KBs in general, I think are positives to the game. The fadables, I think in general, are just kind of average. They're not good or bad. They're just kind of there and kind of annoying, but they're not like bad mechanics. The wake-ups and the bar are the worst parts of this game, and they are the parts that infuriate me beyond belief, to the point where I'm screaming in rage and pissed off almost every goddamn stream I play this game. And just for context, I go back and play MKX, right? I play MKX and Injustice 2, and like I'm learning Street Fighter 5 here on the side, and those games feel so much better to play. One, because game mechanics and buttons actually work. Two, yes, MKX is bullshit, and like mix on mix, but guess what? The mix is fair, because guess what? We have to know how to combo and execute combos, and you can't mess up your combo, because then you don't get damage. If you want damage, you earn the damage. You don't get just handed to you by like doing like this and that. Like, this is down to jail. Hold on. Let me just say something here. It does jail. Oh my Jesus. I did not know this. Wow, that's kind of dumb. I mean, other characters can jail down twos too, but the fact that down twos are saving this game pretty much. Wow, that's kind of. Wow, that says screw your fuzzy, right? So you're trying to like, oh wow. And what, like uppercuts do like 1 or 2% on chip, right? Damn. That's kind of dumb. Excuse me. Anyway, my point is, I hope NRS learned auto-generating bar and this many wake-ups are the worst parts of this game. And let characters have combo depth and combo freedom, right? Because as it is, like, I can fight, let's see, like, my examples for X. Dylan Hazashi, for those you Hazashi 69, and OBSKH Rattlehead, right? Or BFGC Rattlehead. Those two guys, they both play Hellfire Scorpion, which is arguably top 10, top 15 in the game for X. But I can feel a difference between them fighting, between those two, right? Like, you can really tell who's who because Rattlehead really likes to go for the knockdowns into pressure in the setups, while Hazashi really likes to keep you standing, keep you reset, and only saving his bar for the armored low. So there's a difference there. And understanding your bar management and your combos, like that one example is why I think X is a way better game than this. X might be infuriating because of the mix, but at least it's fair as far as you have to know how to actually combo in that game, actually play the game, and you're not just handed damage or handed damage. Long story short, I don't hate MK11. I don't hate the game. I just dislike the damn mechanics of the game. I think the game can be fun in moderation. I can still have fun with it for like an hour or two and then eventually get pissed off, but it's not the worst fighting game I've ever played. But I'm not going to sit here and say it's the best either. I think it's just fine. I saw a tweet where it basically said MK11 is not a competitive fighting game. It is a fun, casual game. It is not a good competitive fighting game. There's a difference. And I think I wholeheartedly agree with that comment. It is not a good competitive game. Because the mechanics kind of hold it back. But it is definitely fun. You know, you get all the writing and the references. It's pretty cool. You get, like, you know, fun customs. That reminds me. What do you mention Flossbox? Flossblocking, I'll say, I think I love the idea of flossblocking, right? It's almost like perfect parry in Street Fighter. Like you block at the right time, and you have the options of an invincible or launch. I like the idea. It helps, you know, like if you have your timing down, you can really blow people up. But having it cost 2 bars for really scaled combos, kind of bugs me. What I think would make it a little more interesting would be let everybody have the option to do an up to, regardless of if they have launch or not. Like for someone like Jade, for example, if Jade could hit confirm back 3-4-3 to up 2, or like, you know, whoever, right? Even if you don't have a launcher, traditionally speaking, like that you can hit confirm, that way everybody has an option to have a combo like that, right? So let's say like Nightwolf, right? Like Nightwolf, if I wanted to play Lightning Arrow with strings and command grab, I would still have the option to do a launcher. But the combo would scale heavily to the point where like maybe it does like 20%. So all in all, I'd still be doing about the same damage as like, you know, back 3-4 1+3 or 1-1-1 into run charge. So I'd be doing about the same damage, but I still have the opportunity for the launch, which then could open the opportunity to see the KB from the command grab, or, you know, bait them to breaking bar. Like I think giving characters the option to have up twos hit confirmable, I think that'd be make the game more interesting because you actually see more combos, right? Because as it is, like meatless launchers and launchers in general, like you have like back 2 as like a meatless launcher for Nightwolf and Kano or Johnny, but then Spawn gets back 1-2 or Joker gets 1-2-1. Like they're very distributed unevenly. So anyway, I'm ranting at this point. I hope you guys enjoyed this long commentary. I hope you guys, you know, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And yeah, after this Saturday, which is my last MK11 event, I think I'm deleting the game. I think I'm done with the game, moving on to Street Fighter 6 and Diablo 4. So I think I'll keep MKX installed, I think, but I'm probably done with MK11. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys, I guess tomorrow with Diablo 4.